the best moment for you to start that is now. Now is the moment for you to start. You could have started 4 years ago, you could have started 3 months ago, you could have started yesterday, but the best time for you to do it is today. Make a decision, take action. And that's why we use that for our company, because the right moment for you to make a change, even for your health and well being, is the decision that you make today and the action that you would take today. Same thing with developing people, helping company with succession plan is decision they make today. When we talk about succession plan with our clients, it's not about planning for what if, it's planning for when. And there's a big difference. What if it's possible to happen? When is it's going to happen? But when? So it's about thinking about the future in the context of today.
We are going to have an inspiring conversation, an important conversation about Kyros, about critical timing, around thought leadership, around vision with the amazing Will Lukang you're going to meet in a moment. So I'm really excited and thrilled that you're here. And let's take a breath and just affirm that wherever you are watching this or listening to this, that you're here for a reason. We're all here on purpose, for a purpose, with a purpose today. And you found this episode, whether you're here live in our audience or when you find it at the exact time, which is going to be a theme of today, that is perfect for your next big quantum leap. So I'm really, really thrilled that we get to get inspired, get expanded, get fired up to make this an epic week. And that's what we're doing at Thought Leader Media. That's what we're doing in the Monetize Your Book Club. Those of you joining us in New York next week at Women Starting Movements, we are so, so, so excited and in full immersion and preparation for that event and everything that is to come. So I want everyone to think about, before we start this conversation and you meet our guest for today, what would be the thing that would make this week epic? What would be the thing that would change the game? What would be the thing that you would receive or do or be or actualize that would change the game for you? Okay, we're going to make this a game-changing week. So for me, there are a couple things. So if you're like me, it's not going to be one, but one of the significant ones is to get an enormous amount of progress on my book manuscript because it is due November 1st. Okay, so I did about 5,000 words over the last few days. I'm writing and writing and writing. So maybe it's something like that for you. It's also for me about bringing together the final polishing details for the event that many of us will be at together at Women Starting Movements in New York City. So that's the change of the game. It's like for me to play big and be in that energy, but it's not just getting words on the page or getting the final pieces done for the event. And I'm sharing my list to hopefully inspire you with your list, right? And then Will's going to come up and light us all on fire, and we're going to get even more excited about what we're going to do, okay? Because it's not just words, it's the right words. It's not just checking stuff off the list, it's the frequency of the container that I'm committed to create in New York with all of you that are coming next week, and the activation and transformation that I want this book to be and intend this book to be when people even see the cover, when they put their hand on it, if they get the physical book, when they start reading, that there's a transformational transmission, a TT that happens. Okay, that's what I'm calling forth. And so for me to do that, it's not just time to get the stuff done. It's making sure that I am training my brain to get into the right state, that I am sleeping, that I'm hydrating, that I'm eating, that I'm all the things, right? So I just want you to be thinking about really peak performance for you as a multidimensional leader, right? The dimensions of body, mind, spirit, destiny, all these things. So I'm really excited to have this kind of a conversation and just go there, right? Just go big with Will today. Will, I'm going to bring you up and let you tell everyone a little bit about yourself. I know what I'm excited to talk about based on your body of thought leadership and body of work, but you are probably new to many people in our community, which is why I'm so thrilled to have you here with us. So let me there we go. I would love everyone to give a huge thought leader welcome to the amazing and brilliant Will Lukang. We're so happy that you're here with us today.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Sarah, for a warm welcome. Really excited to be here today. Just a big background about myself. My name's Will Lukang. I'm a transformational coach, speaker, author, and also I have a company that I founded called Kyros Executive Program. Been in business for over a year now. I spent 33 and a half years in technology, by the way,
Hmm.
building software solution, building application for numerous financial firm. But one thing I found that I really gravitated toward is developing people and working with people and helping them achieve their full potential. So over the course of my career, I spent so much time working with people to help them achieve their aspiration and their goal. And as a result, I also wrote 3 books now. I'm publishing my third book on October 8th, and really
Yes,
excited
you all.
about it.
Next week, when we're in New York, Will's book comes out October 8th. I love it. Men starting movements, women starting movements. We're here making a difference on the planet. It's so exciting. Congratulations on the new upcoming book.
Thank you.
So, Will, I want to talk a little bit about Kairos. You chose that as the name as you exited from 30 plus years in technology. But what I love about you is you can do the tech, you can do the software, you can do the stuff, but you care about people. And you found yourself because you rose in the ranks and you're a leader managing people, right? So it wasn't just about, like we said, it's not just about getting words on a page or doing something. It's about the soul of the thing. And we've just started to get to know each other. And what I felt an experience of you that I love and why I wanted to have this conversation here today is because you go deep. You are soul driven, mission driven. That's where we, our Venn diagrams cross over, right? And you are helping lead a movement for your people, making it possible for them to contribute to this new book that's coming out, which we'll talk a little bit about. Let's start with Kairos. If anyone's familiar with the term, right, there's the dictionary definition. If I boil it down to just kind of get to the nucleus for me, and then Will, I want to hear from you about what Kairos means to you. It is that perfect moment, right? It's the right thing happening at the right time. It's the destiny moment. It's the here's where it all, comes to the point. And I think of it as a destiny moment, a divine moment, if you will. But tell us for you, well, why you chose that as the name and what Kairos means to you.
The definition is, and I agree with your definition, the perfect moment. It's the opportune moment.
Yeah.
If there's something you've been wanting to do in life, the best moment for you to start that is now.
Right.
Now is the moment for you to start. You could have started 4 years ago. You could have started 3 months ago. You could have started yesterday. But the best time for you to do it is today. Make a decision, take action. And that's why we use that for our company, because the right moment for you to make a change, even for your health and well being, is the decision that you make today and the action that you would take today. Same thing with developing people, helping company with succession plan is decision they make today. When we talk about succession plan with our clients, it's not about planning for what if, it's planning for when. And there's a big difference. What if it's possible to happen? When is it's going to happen? But when? So it's about thinking about the future in the context of today. You
I
can't.
like that. Can we pause there, Will? That's really good, right? Because we can get very future forward, we can futurize, we can kind of, but then not do anything now. There's a safety, almost then an anesthetizing thing that would happen for me where I loved thinking about the vision, but I didn't want to take any action. It was just fun to think about, right? It was fun to fantasize or envision or imagine, which is wonderful. We want to start there. But then Joe Dispenza in his work talks so much about this, that breaking the habit of being ourselves. So much of what we do today is actually based on who we've been,
Yeah.
not where we're going, unless we start thinking in the way that you're doing with your people. And so when I heard that was the name of your company, I got so excited. I've actually participated for 2 years in a mentorship group called Kairos that was really about us understanding how we live the vision now, how we become the vision now, and that's of course what you're helping people do. So really powerful. Now, what would be, Will, is there any special magic for us? Like if you think about everyone listening and watching this today, let's say we do want to take action on a future vision. Is there any favorite practice you have to help someone get over the, you know, understandable resistance, right? Like Joe Dispenza says, we have to break the habit of being ourselves. What's going to feel easy and comfortable is to do what we've always done. But what got us here
Yes.
won't get us there, right? What got us here is getting us where we want to go. So is there any special thing you like to tell your people when you're working with them, that like a framework or a strategy that we could all try out this week?
The one thing I've done for myself
Yeah.
really is to say, if I can't fail with what I'm doing today, what would I do?
Mm.
Right? That's super powerful. And just go and do it. Take a chance on yourself. The reality is you've been taking a chance on a lot of people. You work for companies, you work for other people. You're taking a chance on them. But why not take a chance on you? Why not bet on yourself? And that's how I got started is writing my book is I didn't want to write a book because I was worried about what people gonna say, how people gonna judge me, people not gonna read it. And then I realized after a while, the reality is no one is judging you. That's our own mental thing that says because we grew up and people judge us and our parents said something about us, that it becomes our image of what the reality would look like. But if you don't bet on yourself, you wouldn't know what future looked like. And that betting on yourself starts today. This minute, this moment we're here right now is the most important moment because in this moment, you're going to make that decision. And then you're going to take action after that minute. And
Okay,
that would be
Will.
the starting point.
Well, okay, so let's make this real because we can all just sit here and go, "Oh yeah, bet on
Yeah.
yourself." And one of our clients is writing a book with the tagline, "When you bet on yourself, you can't lose."
Hmm,
So,
perfect.
well, shout out to yourself, Crystal. Shout out to you, Crystal Johnson. Um, and it's so true, right? We only fail when we hold back our gifts and
Yeah.
our treasure, right? So here's a question: Will, do we want to be brave? And last week when we were doing the episode, I actually realized something that I did not want to do that I'd been putting off. It was reaching out to a very prominent person who I was interested in including something in my book that he had shared with me. But I haven't seen him in a long time and it felt really uncomfortable. I was scared of him either saying, "Ew, who are you?" or "I don't remember you," or "Hell no," or I had all the junk. But because I said it here with our community, I said, I'm like, that's my thing, right? That's the thing to action now. Like, if I couldn't fail, I would just reach out to this person. They could say yes, no, they could not respond, but at least I asked, right? So, what would be something, and I'm putting you completely on the spot, so I will do it too with you. What would be something, Will, that you're going to do this week that's a bet on yourself? Can you give us an example or something recently that you did? Then I'm going to commit to another one because I did take that action and I do have a meeting with this person. So I'm going to do another one. I'm going to bet on myself this week, right? I don't know if this person's going to let me use the story, but so Will, is there anything recently, or can you give us an example to get everyone's wheels turning? And then I'm going to be the guinea pig and I'm going to ask everybody in our live audience here and all of you watching on socials to put it in the comments. I want us all to think about for real, not theoretically, for real, what would it look like? One specific thing you would do that's betting on yourself. All right, Will, so tell us something you've done.
So I've been very active on AI. Everyone knows about AI. You heard of AI, and I was on a panel over the weekend. And one of the things I really want is collaborate with other AI, like people who
Mm.
are expert in AI. And I'm doing that tomorrow. I'm meeting with a couple of people that's going to be talking about AI, and we're going to do a collaboration. We're going to do a podcast, and
Okay.
we decided we want to set the date, but we are gonna get on a call and try to discuss the topic because these are numerous AI expert that we met online only. One person I almost met in New York, but he did show up. He went to a different event. But now we're going to talk about it, and I want to bet on that particular meeting going well because AI is here to stay. It's our job to help people understand how AI could help them. How could they leverage AI? So to me, AI over the next few years, it's going to be a huge component of what we do.
Well, yeah, we talk a lot
I'm
in this
betting on
community.
myself on that one.
Well, I love it. So you bet on yourself because so you had the desire, right? In the download book I'm
Yeah.
writing, it's about, we go to the DI, the divine intelligence gives us the desire, right? And then we marry the creative intelligence with the artificial intelligence, right? That's the way that it's coming to me in this book and we're teaching in our programs. So you had this desire, this download to go and, partner with other people in the AI space so that more people can feel empowered around it, use it ethically, authentically, all the ways. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you went ahead and you didn't just think about it. You actually booked a call and you are getting on that call tomorrow with these leaders. Okay, that's the
Yeah.
bet on yourself. So, everyone, this is our work this week. We're going to bet on ourselves with a specific thing. Will is having a call, right? Last week, my thing was reaching out to this, person that's, very well known and saying, I'd like to share the story that you told me in my book. Are you open to that? Right? That was betting on myself. It was uncomfortable. It was vulnerable. It was easier just not to do it, not include it. But I really felt called. Okay. So, everybody, if you're in the live Zoom audience, I want to hear in the chat. If you're on socials or listening to this on the podcast, in the notes, we want to hear what is an example. What is an idea if you couldn't fail, if you really bet on yourself and you didn't care what anyone thought and you didn't care what the outcome, what is it that would really be playing big for you? Okay, so let's all think of something in real time. I'm gonna have to choose. So, there's a next person that I want to ask about, contributing. I want to get a quote from them for the book. It's actually two more. So this week I'm going to double down. I'm going to reach out to both of those people. I'm going to write a thoughtful, heartfelt, authentic message with my gratitude for them, just the way I teach all of you that are coaching with us. You know my process for outreach, right? I'm going to do that for both of those people by Wednesday. Okay, so I just want to hear everyone, and that's the kind of specificity Will is inviting us into. What is something real and tangible that's playing big, that's betting on yourself? So as those come in, Will and I will keep talking, but I want to see those comments, and we'll hold that for you. So what's happened in what's something that's happened as an outcome because you bet on yourself in the past? Like the AI meeting you're going to have this week. Is there something you can share either with a client or with you that they were scared to do it, they did it anyway based on your prompt of what if you couldn't fail, and something exciting happened?
I work in technology for many years, and there's a CIO in another company that I want her to be my mentor. And I took the chance. I wrote a long email, similar to what you described,
Yeah.
Sarah, like an email explaining how important it is and how I would benefit from being a mentee for that person. And when I hit send, I was like nervous, and
Yeah.
I thought this person's gonna judge me. This person's gonna think it's not important. But then 3 weeks later, the person responded and said, "Sure, why not?" And we
Mm.
got on the call. I met the person I met her in person, and to me, it blew my mind because all the years I was afraid to ask people something. I asked, and I realized that by not asking, I'm missing out on certain opportunity, and I start to reframe the word no to next opportunity. So if someone
Yeah.
said no to you, it doesn't mean no now. It's next opportunity. Might not be that person, could be the
Mm.
next person. And to me, that was a very important reframe. And I think there are things we grow up with and becomes a part of who we are. And there are sometimes I call noise because they're noise, they prevent you from making progress. They kind of hold you back, they kind of hold you down. But if you start reframing them, you start operating big, right? Like what Sarah is asking you to do right now. As you plan on doing that one thing you want to do, make your posture bigger. You're bigger today. You're better today, right? Improve your posture instead of like you're slouching and you're thinking. Grow, make it big. Be big and bold about what you want to do. And the worst thing that happened, you learn from it. You never fail. You actually learn from your experience. When people
Yeah.
tell me like you will fail, I said no, I'm not. I learn from my experience. I don't start from the start. I start from my experience. And that's the beauty of life is learning from what you made a mistake on and also become a way of helping other people because what you learn, other people would go through that. And if you could share that as a nugget of information for someone, that's immensely powerful. That's a game changer for other people.
I love it. Well, because we always say, you're winning or learning. And so there is no losing, there's no failing, I love, love, love. And so I'm going to read some of the comments, Will, coming in. Yes, who's ready to have no from now moving forward for the rest of your life just means next opportunity. Anyway, yep, we're in for that, right? Love that, Will.
Everyone,
Moverine,
raise
bet
your
on
hand.
yourself. Yeah, Moverine, you bet on yourself that your book, Nine Simple Solutions to Achieve Health Equity, is a game changer that moves the dial from health disparity to sustainable health equity for all populations. Yes. Do we see how important that is? You know, Moverine, if you just didn't do it and said, oh, the book's too hard, it's too scary, I don't have time, all the very legitimate reasons you could have had to not do it, but you bet on yourself anyway. And you did, like, that's huge. And now the world benefits. Melissa, you would let go of worrying about what other people think and start sharing your book on social media to build a following. Yes, Melissa, do it with me. We'll do it together, right? 100%. My book comes out in a year, and my coming out party officially, I've been talking about it, but will be, next week in New York, a year from the publication date. Will, your book comes out next week. So you're October 2025. I'm October 2026 for the next book. Where can we put the link in the chat so people that can share this is a
Yeah.
collaborative book with other, the Career Breakthrough Playbook. Okay. So who is this book for? Who needs this book?
This book, the avatar is people who are starting their career, people
Mm-hmm.
who are in the middle of their journey, trying to pivot and trying to figure out, and then people who are trying to break through to senior management.
Okay.
Those are the three avatar that we're working with, and I'll drop the link
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, perfect. Because so again, if there's stories in there for if you're just starting, or it's almost like the phases. You could be a just starting out, you could be a mid-career trying to build something, or you're the more advanced person, right, who is really, really at the height. Okay, I love. Well, let's do some fun. Let's do some after you have the link. Let's do some fun because you bring a unique perspective, having worked in technology for 3 decades, managing so many people, now running this consultancy that you have. So what is your secret peak performance? Like, if you had to say, I call it like the desert island strategy. Like, if there was one thing, for some people it's a certain amount of sleep per night, for some people it's meditating every morning, a certain morning routine. What would you say is like the biggest contributor to your peak performance?
I think it's exercising every morning. I've
Okay.
been exercising every morning when I get up. Gratitude prayer, number one. I say a
Yeah.
gratitude prayer, a gift for a new day, and I'm trying not trying to be religious, but that's what something I do.
Yeah.
It's almost 3 years every day I've been doing it, and I would then wake up, drink a glass of water, and then I would exercise. I
I
start
love
my
it.
day exercising it, and it energizes you. And it's like you start with your gas at the full, and then, of
Yeah.
course, throughout the day, there's many things that would happen. They'll try to deplete that. But if you wake up and you don't start from gas full, then you end up with empty halfway through the day. And to me, that's immensely important. And it's also the way I look at it is investing in yourself. You're investing in yourself. It's like financial, right? They always said pay yourself first before you
Yeah.
pay other people.
Yeah.
Health is the same thing. In fact, health, in my opinion, is more important than money because if you have good health, you can earn more. Your life is longer. You're healthy, right? You're healthier. You're able to do more. But if you don't have health, even if you have money, your
Yeah.
money is going to pay for medicine for your health. So I think that's what I do, and that's what gives me an edge, and that's what's really important for me is no matter what you're going to face throughout the day, you start with full tank.
Yeah.
Start with
Full
full
tank.
tank
Full tank.
and go from there.
I love it. I'm the same to you. Like, the prayer or mindset work, the movement, get in that high vibe state, drink the water and hydrate. So, Will, what's your favorite thing that AI has changed in your life since you're really on the leader, and the cutting edge of this? What's the coolest, most fun, most neat thing that AI's done for you?
I think in writing my speech, because I do a lot of public speaking, in writing my speech, I use an AI called writing.io. And the way I use it is when I write something, I could highlight a section and say, expand this section, give me research on this section.
Mm-hmm.
Those things I used to have to look around for
Oh,
weeks
yeah.
for research material. Now I go to Perplexity and I get research material, right? It shortened the cycle of you creating your content, but it's you. You own the content. I started with my material. I do research and expand. The key to AI really is what I call human plus AI.
Yeah.
It's not just AI. we human make a decision of what we do and how we use it, not just cut and paste. Don't cut and paste it. Don't type to AI says, write me a letter on X, Y, and Z, and then cut and paste it. Human plus AI. That's the equation that's more important is we make the decision. We are accountable for it. And that's why I love it. It makes things so much easier and faster for me to get things done.
Right. It's an expediter, right? Which is so
Yeah,
great. And I love so writing IO is what you're
yeah.
using right now.
Writing.io,
And then you can
writing.io.
writing.io. Okay, so if everyone wants to try it, if you haven't been trying it, to tell, you can dictate part of your talk and then you say, go get some more research, expand on this section, but then you're not just going to cut and paste and deliver that as your talk. Certainly, we're not letting the AI write, the
Yeah.
manuscript chapters, right? But we're expediting instead of Will sitting there on Google getting all the research. It's gonna go grab out of is writing IO part of Perplexity then? Is that the search engine it's using?
No, no,
Oh,
it's
no,
separate.
different.
Separate.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Just good to know. Okay, that's exciting. What is I mean, I think to finish on, I wanna know what is when you meet with these AI leaders tomorrow or this week, what is the ideal outcome? Like you said you want to help more people understand maybe that are hesitant about AI, or like what would be the magic wand scenario? You get this chamber of great leaders together. What happens out of your collaboration?
That's a very good question because one topic that's close and dear to my heart is preserving the dream of our children.
Mm,
We're not working for ourselves now. We're working for the children of tomorrow. And one of the things that we talk about a lot is how do we preserve the dream of the children of tomorrow? Because we are here right now. We're either halfway through journey, early through our journey, but the children that's coming in the future, they need to be able to enjoy what we were able to enjoy.
mhm.
And that's one of the topics that's really hard to wrap our brain around. What are the things we're going to do today to make sure we preserve the dream of the children of tomorrow?
Yeah.
Very hard topic. I don't know we could really achieve it, but that's one of the topics we're going to discuss.
So that's about the vision, right? That's
Yeah,
the vision should be big. It should be scary. It should be how do we solve it, right? Otherwise, it's they say it's not a big enough vision if it doesn't feel, so grand.
yeah,
Amazing, Will. Will, I'm so thrilled that you joined us. Thank you for being here with us. Congratulations on the new book. We have the link. Everyone has it here. We will share it. Team, make sure that that goes out in the show notes in our email so everyone can if you know someone going through that career path at the various stages, they can get their hands on that, or if you watching are part of that. Let's remember to do our human connection with AI. Mine words, we use the DI, the CI, and the
yeah.
AI together. Okay, and everybody, let's think about no from this point forward for the rest of your life just means next opportunity. No means you've moved on to the next opportunity. And let's bet on ourselves. All right. So if you didn't put something in the notes, in the comments about what the bet on yourself move this week is, this is your chance. Will is here. He's our coach for the day and telling us to bet on ourselves. So let's really do it. So, Melissa, you're going to post about the book on social media. Moverine, I'd be interested for you. What is something you wrote? You've said yes to this book. What's the next step in getting the word out in your message and your movement? Maybe share that in the chat. Anybody else who feels like I want us to leave, not just having listened or watched this, but with an action step that we're going to take this week that's going to change the game. I'm going to reach out to both those leaders. I feel super. I have the butterflies in my stomach, and I'm going to do it because when we bet on ourselves, we win, right? So yes. Oh, Will, thank you. And Will's also got his LinkedIn
Yeah.
contact there.
Yeah. Can I share a quick story about taking a chance?
Yes,
Right? Just
please.
very quick. This book wasn't part of my plan. Zero. Wasn't part of my plan. I'm a podcast host and producer. People come to me and become my guests. And there's six people that were guests on my podcast. I decided to host a virtual event because I'm passionate about career development. And I called it Career Breakthrough last year. And they were speaker on my event. After the event, I was having conversation. I asked them, what's the one thing on your bucket list that you want to accomplish? Four
Mm,
of them said, I have enough material to write an ebook, but I want a book. And I said, we can write a book. And that's how this book happened. I decided to write a book because I want to give them the author credibility. and now we're pre-launch, and they're now officially author from something that they took a chance to reach out to podcast hosts, became a guest on a podcast, became a guest on an event, speaking an event, and now co-authoring a book. Three things happen because they reach out to someone. That's the power of human connection. That's
And
all.
betting on yourself. They were willing
Yeah.
to take the chance, reach out, say, I like you, I like your podcast. You
Yeah.
know, could I be of service? Right. So there's the ripples. Okay, everyone, we're going to get ripples this week. Will, thank you. Thank you for sharing these gems with us so that we can really get out of our own way. That's what I feel like you've helped us do today. This is the opportune moment, the moment of Kyros, the moment to take the chance to bet on yourself, to just see what could happen and keep yourself open to the big possibilities by doing something you wouldn't have done otherwise than when you were listening to this episode. So thank you for being with us, Will. Congratulations on the book.
You're welcome.
Excited to stay connected. I know you and I are going to stay in each other's worlds, and very, very, very thrilled for what's going to come for you. And congratulations on all of it.
Thank you for having me. Wishing you all the best. Bet on yourself.
See you next time, everybody. I am beyond honored that you choose to spend your precious time here. And I'm guessing that, like me, you believe everyone deserves to rise. So to keep this content absolutely free to absolutely everyone, I'd be so grateful if you'd subscribe to the show and share this episode with a friend. We'll be the rising tide that raises all ships. Thank you, thank you, thank you.